Hi, this is Thomas with Believe in the Run.
This is Robbe with Believe in the Run.
And this is Megan with Believe in the Run.
And you're listening to The Drop, coming to you live from the Pigeon Coop. We are here talking about all things running and a lot of nonsense.
Yep.
Do you know?
Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, do you know what today is?
Pigeon birthday day?
No, when this comes out on Friday.
Oh, it's the Grit sign-up day.
I honestly thought it was like a Thanksgiving day for pigeons or something.
Oh.
Like where
Squab.
you eat pigeons.
I think you call it squab.
Maybe that is today, which is Tuesday we're recording.
Okay.
Yeah, somebody wrote in and said that, you know how we call them pigeons, that they're actually called rock doves someplace, which...
Rock doves? That actually sounds nicer.
It does.
It does sound nicer. It sounds less like rat. It would be like if you called rats like tailless raccoons.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say pig eons.
I like that.
I thought that's what they were going to say.
Like that's a measurement of time.
Like we were pronouncing it wrong. Pig eons.
Yeah.
Oh.
How fast pigs grow over time.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So yeah, then by now you probably know that you've tuned into the right podcast.
Yeah.
But we talk about all things running, and hey, Robbie got a new iPhone case.
No, dude, I got this like 3 weeks ago, and you noticed it before.
Oh. Maybe it's like the Matrix.
Yeah, but you can see I have the most Frankenstein iPhone. I have an SE, the new one, which came out like 3 years ago.
Yeah. It's a new one.
It's cracked to hell. People always make fun of me. Anytime I go to an event, like last week, people are like, "What the hell phone do you have?" And I'm like, "Look, man, I just need to do Instagram stories." I
appreciate your commitment to not being caught up in the BS of the minor updates. But the thing that drives me nuts, is that you crack your phone more than your ankle.
You know what? For a while, I was really good at it. And then what happens is I get a case, and then the case disintegrates, and then it doesn't have that protection.
That little lip.
Yeah. And I hate like real cases because they're too bulky in my pocket. It's a whole thing. So I just deal with cracked screen and whatever.
You know, Tyson DeGrasse, Neil deGrasse. Yeah, I guess you got to throw the Neil in there. He doesn't put a case on his phone because he says that you learn to protect your phone better. So
that's my argument with why football players shouldn't wear helmets.
Okay.
Because
rugby doesn't use helmets.
This is
similar.
This is actually a legitimate argument because if the helmets give a false sense of protection, so they just go full force into each other, which those repeated hits give you CTE. But if you didn't have that protection, you would be more careful about going, head first into other people.
Have you watched rugby? They are not more careful.
There's definitely, you're not going to dive bomb someone at.
I have to agree with Robbie on this one. I think that maybe the aggressiveness would go down just a hair if you knew that your head was
I don't know. You might be right. I mean, rugby people are crazy too.
I was going to say, I surrounded myself with rugby players in college, and I will tell you, they are nuts.
All right,
fans only for that one.
Fans only.
Okay, you guys made it weird.
I didn't make it weird.
Yeah, scrum.
Yeah. I thought did your brother play rugby?
My brother played, and
Don't you have a friend whose Instagram name is like Rugby Rob?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Also
Rugby Rob James.
I'm telling you, I've
Do you know what's
always been
weird
surrounded by
about
rugby
that
players.
though? Like, I guess they play every once in a while when they go back to college or something, but they mostly just drink.
Yeah.
That's the thing where like when people put run in their Instagram handle.
Mm-hmm. I know, dude. I messed up.
No, yours is kind of like creative in its normcore runner, which just but it's like Robbie Runs or Run Megan Run, those ones.
Yeah.
And I'm just kind of like, wow, you really put yourself in a corner.
No, you pigeonholed yourself.
I was gonna say it.
Yeah. Full circle there.
Okay, so anyways, Pigeon Day is coming up. That's Black Friday. So, and what's going on Black Friday, y'all?
No, that's today. This airs Black
today.
Friday.
I'm living in the past.
Okay.
Yeah.
But so 9 a.m., if you're listening to this right when this aired at 6 a.m., you got to wait like 3 hours. But 9 a.m. today, Grit registration opens at the lowest price.
Let's be honest. You should be waiting those 3 hours because we are limiting the field this year.
How long does a turkey take to cook? 3?
It depends on how big it is.
I'm
it
doing
could be like
deep
6
fryer.
hours, right?
No. I'm going deep fryer.
That's quick.
That's 45 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like if you're doing like a 25-pound turkey and you're gonna like 325 roast that guy, yeah, that's like 5-6 hours.
I was gonna say if you like wake up and hear this podcast, you could set the timer with the turkey to sign up for grit.
Okay. Guess what? You're too late though because it's Friday.
Thanksgiving was yesterday.
Boy, you ruined it for everybody.
Robbie doesn't understand time right now.
Oh man. Yeah, this is wild.
Okay, so anyway, you need to get in on this today because we, as Thomas was saying, we're limiting the registration. And not only that, so there's an amazing premium, which...
We're showing...
Well, also the first day, there is... it's the lowest price. So it's $45. And if you go out there and look for a code, there's probably a code from one of our ambassadors that will get you even...
Go Easter egg hunting.
Yeah, even cheaper. And then... It goes up.
It's one day only, $45.
Yeah.
But so there's a men's and women's A6 quarter zip hoodie.
It's pretty quality. It's a $90 retail.
Peep that price tag right there.
Yeah, $90 retail. So the women's is an all gray color and the men's is a
gray, purple, and teal kind of blocked out. It almost has an 80s feel to it.
And so we have a set number of quantity of these. So once we're out of a size and
it's over.
Color, we're out. So if you want yours, get in now.
Yeah, and you will also get another knit beanie, Believe in the Run hat, and a commemorative, this one's a big one, commemorative adhesive sticker.
Well, adhesive, that's a good one. I love that.
Trying to build it up a
little bit. I love
the
other kind of stickers that don't stick.
Those are the final ones. Anyway, yeah, it's a pretty sweet package. But the real thing that you get out of it, one, we also donate to the Donna Foundation that is helping to finish breast cancer for good. So over the past few grits, how much have we donated?
Oof, in total?
Yeah.
We're close to about 11 a year, maybe 25, 30 grand.
I think we're over 30.
Yeah.
So we're over 30 grand donated to the Donna Foundation, and proceeds from this one will go there as well. But what's the best part is it's kind of this community thing and tracking the miles and getting motivated to get out there when it's a little bit colder. Robbie, you get motivated to get out there.
I do. It's the one thing in life that actually motivates me.
It's grit.
Yeah, it really does. I like doing those double runs of like 3 miles. You kind of just squeeze miles in whenever. So you're like, oh, run a mile at lunch, run 3 miles here. I like go to the, I go to the store. My wife goes to the store and with the kids, I'm just like, I'll get 2 miles in,
Or when you're out running, it's that extra like, you know what? Instead of going this way, I'll take an extra half mile this way.
Yeah, tack on a little extra distance.
Yeah, I find that when we first started this, we were like, is this going to be dumb or is this going to be cool?
And I thought it was gonna. Full disclosure, I thought it was kind of going to be dumb.
Well, what we were looking at was other virtual runs and stuff.
Right.
And they're lame. It's like, oh, I ran a 5K, here's a medal.
Yeah.
But this, I think what's made this cool for me is, one, it really does make the miles fun, and it makes them kind of like every day you're like, okay, I'm gonna get, it is video game-esque or game-esque. That's why we did the 8-bit grit theme this year. It is kind of like leveling up. You go, okay, 1 more mile.
Yeah.
And you love, and it's the best if you do enter in your miles every day, because then you get to watch it grow and you can compete against other people.
Yeah. I kind of like, this sounds crazy, but you have to enter them in on the Run Sign Up platform. But for some reason, I kind of like it.
Oh, yeah.
I like the manual uploading of it.
It's like confirmation of you did this.
Yeah.
Like, check the
You know
box.
what it is? I think when you just kind of like at the end of the week, during a normal week, I don't even know how many miles I ran. So I'll just go to my Strava profile and it'll tell me this, how much you ran this week.
Right.
I think during grit, it's like, oh, and since you're paying attention, it's almost like calorie counting. If you calorie count, you're going to be more conscious of what you put in your mouth.
Yeah.
When you're doing the mile counting, when you do the mile counting, I think that it makes it more like, oh, if I was going to run 6 tomorrow, but if I run 7, I reach the next level.
Yeah.
And you're like,
oh shoot, I was thinking about something, but now I lost my mind. Oh, when I used to work at the Coast Guard, I basically had 1 hour work a week to do. And so I had this, like, when I was doing marathon training, I set up this little chart with like little blocks that I was filling for, like, green if I did my training, like red if I missed it. Like You would probably like it, Meg, which is weird. It's totally not like me at all. But,
so did you have a lot of greens on it?
Yeah, I love, and I actually sometimes look back and I'm like, man, that's like a really nice little chart I had there, and like little notes in the boxes or whatever. And it's that same feeling where it's just like every morning, that's what I look forward to. This is how much I hate my job. Every morning I will look forward to just going in and just typing in that one number, like 6 miles. Ding. Green.
That's nice. I like it.
Maybe I should bring that back.
I do think that's the satisfaction. Like, I know that people get mad and they'll be like, oh, running is a pure sport. You shouldn't pay attention to all the stats, this and that. But if it gets you to feel good, like you feel like I like running in the morning simply because I feel like I've accomplished something.
Yeah.
And the rest of the day is gravy.
Yeah.
Like anything I do is on top of that.
And we talked about this before, but for me, I need a challenge to do where I need to do these miles and get to this goal, or else I'm just going to be lazy. You know, I'm never going to run. I never ran 225 miles in a month until I did grit, and it was only because of grit. Like on my own volition, I'm not doing that.
Yeah, and it's fun. The Facebook group is always like the people posting their stuff in there and kind of giving you updates on the conditions where they live. It's fun in the summer when everybody's like, it's 100 degrees here, and then you have the people up north who are like, it's only 70 degrees, and you're like, oh, bastard. Yeah. And then now it's like you see the people in the Midwest who are like blizzard running, and then you'll have people from Florida that are like, oh, it's 70 degrees here today. So flip-flops.
Anyways, all right. Well, so I guess that's probably
one more thing to note. We didn't just talk about the prizes. So throughout the month of January, every week we pick 2 people who have registered that get a pair of ASICS shoes. And then at the end of January, we have 10 grand prizes, actually 12 grand prizes. So shopping sprees to ASICS and Running Warehouse. And then new this time, we are doing a gift card to Running Warehouse for the person with the top mileage and the person with the top elevation.
Yeah, don't be faking that either.
Well, we'll check.
Yeah. Oh, I'll check. I'll do my forensic analysis of your Strava account.
Yeah,
there's one more thing you forgot to mention.
Okay.
That every week you get an email.
Oh yeah.
With updates, and Featherston Nutrition gives some advice for longer miles.
We're talking about doing something really fun this time where you might get some throwback recipes custom from Megan. So
from the 80s.
Yeah.
Nice. Betty Crocker cookbook.
But like
easy bacon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, should be fun. We didn't say just go to believeintherun.com/grit.
Yep. All right. Okay. What is the new thing going on this week?
I mean, running. We're back to
filling the air with words.
Yeah, back to running. I heard that you crushed a run this morning.
3 miles. Yeah, really went out there hard.
Was it? How much have you been running since New York?
Close to 0, but no. Well, when I was in Sedona, I did like an 8-mile trail run / hike.
We haven't talked about Sedona, have we?
No.
So last week you went to Sedona.
I was for an Adidas eyewear event, which sounds crazy, but it was cool. Like they had 7 new styles of eyewear coming out.
Their eyewear is really nice.
Yeah.
I thought it was weird that you didn't have to like wear Adidas shoes.
I guess it's because technically I think Adidas eyewear is a different company than Adidas.
It's probably, how there's that one company that owns like all of the sunglass brands in Italy, and they just license the logo.
Yeah.
It's probably one of those things like license.
But also they, it was through like their PR company, so it wasn't directly through Adidas, so to speak. But it was apparently the North American launch event for the sunglasses. And so me, Matt Kucharski and myself, we flew out to Sedona for just 48 hours.
That sounded like a hellish trip.
It was kind of crazy. It was 26 hours of travel for 42 hours.
42 hours of being there.
And that's not even counting sleep.
Was it that because flight from here shouldn't be that bad to Arizona? Once you got there, was it just a long drive?
A 2-hour drive. We had to wait an hour or so for the shuttle. We stopped to get something to eat. And then on the way back, we had a layover, and our flight was delayed, so we didn't get in until 2 a.m.
That's a long day.
It's a full day of travel, yeah.
But the pictures looked incredible.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was right in my wheelhouse. I'm not gonna lie. just being outdoors there in the painted desert with like the bluffs
and I thought
and butts.
You know, you think of Arizona and you think of warm desert.
Right.
What did you get?
Oh, it was colder than here. It was 34 in the morning, high of like 48.
Wait, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was freezing.
And our trail reviewer, Matt Kaczarski,
He didn't bring any like.
yeah, he was thinking more like Florida, right?
Yeah, so he didn't pack any long tights or anything.
What did he do?
Just wore shorts. In the
Just froze his ass off.
yeah, especially the second day or our last day there, just me and Matt and Drew Wickham, we got up super early, which was nice because I didn't get thrown on my sleep schedule because we were waking up at 5 a.m. and ran to this mountain, I guess, and then hiked up it for the sunrise.
Is it known for it? Like, is this a spot that people like go see the sunrise?
I think
from
so.
Here?
Yeah, there's some other people up there. And when we were doing our mountain bike trip, like tour or whatever, I asked one of the guides where we should catch sunrise. He said that was the best place because it was fairly easy, like 3 miles total to get to the top from where we were.
Speaking of painted desert, you painted a very cute picture of you waiting for the sunrise to come up. What were you doing?
Okay. When I was huddling. Yeah, so it was so cold because we got to the top and probably 45 minutes before the sun actually came up because it was still light. It was just slowly, the sun was coming up. And it was like 34 degrees, windy at the top. And I did have my Artilec base layer, tights and shirt on, but I just huddled beside a rock, like to block the wind in a crevice. And I was just like, waiting.
Robbie is literally, he takes his kids hiking and turns over rocks. He's literally what they would find.
I'll post, I'll get Brandon to post a picture of it.
All right.
But the sunrise was awesome. In the distance, there was like hot air balloons going up to see the sunrise. I'm like, this is a simulation because that's exactly what would be.
Like if you're riding on Zwift.
That's like what you see in one of them photo books when you open the page.
So quick question. I know that shields aren't your favorite flavor of sunglasses. Like you like the ombres, you like the more of the classic
Aviator
styles.
type.
Yeah. So did wearing these change your mind, especially on the bike and stuff?
No, because they had a pair of Aviator. So I think they're called the SP0060, which they do that thing where they number in, like SP is for sport and then it's a number.
Yeah.
Like, why are you doing this? Like,
I don't think people understand how difficult it is to remember numbers. Like if I go back to shoes like New Balance does with their numbers, I try to think about like 574 I know is one, but then I'm like,
I still don't even know
990
what 860 means.
Yeah. So it is, and even though the only ASICs I can never remember is the DT 2000 or something, GT 2000. Yeah. And I'm like, maybe I did just remember, but like it's the hardest one. You tell me Nimbus or Cumulus.
Yeah.
You know.
And I can remember the numbered versions of those pretty easily.
Yeah.
But so this is kind of a crazy thing. So I took some video up there at the sunrise, and the place we were staying at, it's one of those kind of woo-woo places where
hoity-toity.
Yeah, but also they're very into your energy and chakra or whatever, like those things.
Oh, yeah.
Because Sedona, I guess, is supposed to be this hot spot
the mecca of that.
For energy or whatever. And yeah, so they had the staff of the resort talk about their place while we were eating the one time, and they had a lady who's devoted to all that stuff, and she's talking about it the whole time, and I'm just like staring like at the workers, thinking like the people serving the food. I'm like, they must be like, get me out of this room. And whatever, some people were into it. I'm just like, even though I like weird stuff and paranormal type things, I'm still like, there's a limit. And anyway, so after she was done talking, I had this video on my phone, and it was at the sunrise, and there's this green orb thing like in the air, and it was doing weird things. And I thought it looked pretty cool. So I asked her, I went up to her, I was like, hey, what do you think about this video? Because like, you see this? She's like, oh yeah, that's a light orb. She's like, because of the light we have here, people see those all the time. She was 100% confident I was like, oh, damn, that's pretty cool. So I'm talking about it afterwards with people that are there, and I'm showing them the video, and people are like, oh man, that's like wild. And then the photographer, videographer who was there, he's like,
it's a lens flare.
He's like, I don't want to ruin it for you. I was like, no, just tell me. He's like, yeah, that's a lens flare. It's only happens in phones.
Yeah.
The lens flare, which I don't think I've seen before, but I also don't take a lot of video.
I've seen it. Like if you play around with your iPhone, because the lens is so small, instead of getting that like burst that you get on like a 35 millimeter, you just get like a little green.
Right.
As soon as you said it, I was like, I know where this is going.
Which I had a suspicion at first, but then how easily I was swayed when I showed it to this crazy person that she was like,
well, you know what's
she was like, yeah, that's an orb. I was like, I knew it.
But see, that's the interesting thing about craziness and combined collective craziness is if you want to believe something and somebody gives you the permission to believe it and backs you up,
for sure,
it becomes something stronger. Like that's like right now they're talking about like UFOs and all this stuff. And I'm like, to me, I'm like, there's got to be military drones doing this stuff.
100%.
Like these are high sophisticated. And if you watch, like we saw that one little clip of a drone.
Yeah.
And I was like, it's like a military drone.
Yeah.
I was like, holy crap. You wouldn't have any idea what that
all those UFOs that have been seen over the water, like when the Navy jets are out. I asked my one friend who's pretty high up in the Navy. I was like, dude, you got to tell me something. I know you can't talk about it.
Is it Tom Cruise?
Yeah. I was like, I know you can't talk about it, but just tell me, are they UFOs? He's like, no. He's like, they're probably what you think they are. And which is just either the US's or another country's like drones or, you know, and which is interesting because like, why are they, because the Pentagon put out all that information.
Why would they rather have us thinking it's UFOs?
Exactly. Anyways, but when that dude said that about the flare thing, and he said he's working with Google right now to get rid of it. Like he's working with them to figure out a way to
Google
eliminate
does all the post flare. Like they do all the post.
Yeah, so maybe it'll pick it up during.
Yeah, the software will say, okay, we're getting this reflection. See, and I don't like that because I love a lens flare.
Yeah,
like a nice sun, blast lens flare.
Yeah, those are cool. Yeah. The green dancing dot
is not.
I still think it might be a spirit. I don't know.
Right. Hey, you know what? If you believe it's a spirit,
it is.
Megan's whole thing is if you believe.
Yeah.
Oh wait,
you will achieve.
Yeah, I think we.
Yeah,
we did that.
Well, you did what?
We started believing,
and then you achieved it. Yeah. Anyway, so I think that's mostly it for that. It was a really cool trip. Thanks to Echoes Communication for having us out there.
I thought it was also cool that in the beginning on the way out there, this is 2 times in a short period of time, Robbie, that you've had a little fear over something. And then when you get out there, you kind of get past it. Like I think that you were like a little shaken going into the New York City Marathon and you ran it and you did fine. Everything was good. And I think this one you didn't want to go mountain biking because you weren't familiar with
a little, yeah. And my knuckle did hold up.
I forgot about that.
It's kind of still a little bit, but I was pretty nervous about it. And the trails were legitimately technical. Like
it wasn't like a resort style.
No, it was rocks and drops and everything. And I asked, like a couple people turned back, and I asked Matt or someone, and they were like, "Yeah, this is like decently. It's not hard, but it's."
So did you learn something about yourself?
Yeah, I learned that I love mountain biking. It was actually a lot of fun. That was probably my favorite part because I never did it before.
Yeah,
and I think they were a little bit surprised I hadn't done it. But I feel like once you
I like that. Humble brag.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna humble brag that because I do feel like I was keeping up the whole time, and I just felt like once you learn that you can roll over everything on a mountain bike, because my normal reaction to a rock is dodged immediately.
Yeah.
But then there's so many of them that it just, once you do that and just try not to hit the brakes so much, just kind of like go with the flow of the trail, that it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I just think it's interesting, like, and people listening that, if you're uncomfortable with something, and you still do it anyway, sometimes that's like the best feeling.
Yeah. And I will say, riding my bike in Baltimore City is somewhat mountain biking-ish, dodging cracks and potholes. And
probably more dangerous.
Yeah, honestly.
Yeah, because if you fall off the mountain bike, there's not like a car behind you that will roll you.
But it was a good time. So anyways, I ran 3 miles a day, starting to get back, because we got 14 weeks till Tokyo, I think. Yeah. Right?
Something like that.
That's crazy.
Isn't it crazy?
That is crazy.
And then, so Meg, how's your running going? I know that we have stuff lined up.
Yeah, we're jumping into a half marathon this weekend, local NCR half. It's always fun.
Oh, that's right.
TBD if it's going to rain or not, so TBD if we're going to show up.
Oh, man. So that free entry hubris will do for you.
The chances of rain seem to be going down.
Yeah.
Which is nice. I might even try that new Mizuno Rebellion on it. I'm going to try that in my workout tomorrow. And I've run in it before. It feels great.
You should do that.
Yeah.
Because we need someone to race in that shoe. Or
I know.
Run fast.
That's the question. I have no idea how I'll do. The other day I did a workout and I felt amazing. And I was like, wow, I'm ready to train for Houston.
It's the cool temps.
Yeah, but we'll see how tomorrow goes. I've got some 400s to do and see how they go. I'm going to try the Rebellion on those. And you know what? I don't even know if they're on embargo tomorrow or not, but they're going to be in my flat lay at my post.
Dude, yeah, that's cool.
Thing. I'm throwing them up there.
Yeah. You know what? Oh.
I was going to say, speaking of your flat lay, do you want to talk about some of the gear?
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about some winter running gear.
All right. Well, the thing that I didn't expect, I was like, hey, this would be a good way to show off some of the gear that we don't necessarily cover on the website or
because
do in-depth reviews.
We get a lot of gear, and it's not always possible to do a full roundup or get it into a gift, gear guide or whatever.
Like the pack of socks. I got 3 pairs of no-show pack of socks.
How do you do that?
What do I do with that? So I started incorporating, because I do use the gear in the running.
It's called pack of socks?
Yeah, it's alpacas is the...
the animal?
They just
so it's like Paca Street in Baltimore?
No, P-A-K-A.
Oh, P-A-K-A.
P-A-C-A.
Okay.
But yeah, and they're actually, I'm wearing them right now. They're actually, Bombas is a sponsor. But these are really comfy and warm.
They're probably a lot more expensive too.
I don't know. Yeah, probably. But so I started doing that, and I started doing it on my own feed, and it was actually Robbe who was like, hey, we should probably collaborate and make sure it's going out on the Believe in the Run channel as well. So I started doing that, and the thing that I wasn't expecting is that, I forget that people sometimes need some advice or help with adjusting the temperatures for running. So it's a lot of people asking about adjusting. Like, these will be much more boring in the hot weather because it's like short sock and shoe. Because sometimes I don't wear a shirt most of the time in the summer. But right now, like today was a good example. Like I had like a jacket on. I had the off-roads from Tracksmith, and then I had the Artilect Walrus beanie.
Oh, yeah, that beanie's nice.
It is. But by the end of my 5-mile run, the beanie was a little bit warm.
Well, 35 without wind and sunshine is warm. Is a warm 35.
It was, but I could notice that even with the lightweight jacket on and a long sleeve piece from Tracksmith, my arms were still pretty cool when I was getting there. It took a long time for my hands to warm up, even with the Inverno.
Was it dark out when you went, or sun?
It was just coming up.
Yeah.
Okay. I was gonna say, because I went out today, wore a Brighton base layer, those Nike trail pants that we got, which are pretty nice because they're cut slim.
I didn't get those. Oh wait, the little lightweight Nike pants?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're cut slim so they don't look weird, and they're very light but comfortable. You know how some pants are just not breathable? They actually are. So those are really nice. And then I wore the Sky has a merino cap, and it's my favorite winter cap I've ever had.
Do you have the Path one? The Path one and that one are
no, not the light one. Like it's a knit. It's a knit cap, but it's crazy because I'll feel like I'm getting, you know what, like after a mile when you're like, oh, my head's hot, and then it cools off. Like it doesn't keep sweating. It like regulates it perfectly. It like takes it back down to where it needs to be. It's magical.
That is pretty cool.
And so it's always my favorite hat. It's the only hat I feel like has done that for me. Because every other hat, it's just sweat underneath.
I think it's weird. Your head gets hotter than mine.
Yeah.
Like you definitely, we've talked about like you can't stand a lot like that one Boko Gear fleece hat.
I hate that
just
hat.
cooks your head. And for me, that hat is perfect
Really?
for like this. Like the other day when it was like 27, love that hat.
I would wear that for a mile and take it off and just go hatless for 7 miles.
That's a big problem though. Have you ever taken off, like you're like, I'm warmed up enough, you take off your gloves or take off your hat? And
No,
then
yeah, I never risk that because then they get cold.
that's the problem. You get like a wet head and a wet hat. And
Okay, I have to interrupt here for a second because you're talking about head sizes or whatever. People who own the Tracksmith hoodie, does your head get stuck in it?
she's talking about the crew neck sweat.
No, no, I'm talking about the
No,
Tracksmith
the
hoodie.
hoodie sweatshirt.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It has, you can get it on. It's difficult to get it on, but then when you try and take it off, it is painful experience.
You just look like ET in it, or what?
Yeah, Meg can't get her head. She's got a giant
like
head.
either, no, I don't think my head's that big. I think they made
Pieces.
a crazy neck hole in the Tracksmith hoodie sweatshirt. So if you have one, please let me know.
Why don't you just, before you put it on, like kind of pull it and stretch it with your
It's
hand?
not a
so you
stretchy
can-
material.
So you can get it over that melon.
It's okay when you pull it on.
Thomas
It's taking it off where it's like you feel like you're that 5-year-old kid who's like stuck in.
I will say the crew neck sweatshirt is fitted to your neck so that when you
that's not as bad.
when you
It's the
pull it.
hoodie.
Dude, I feel like even the amateur shirt, it has a tight neck on it. I could be wrong, but
I mean, we'd have to check with Tracksmith. Maybe they all like pop off their
Maybe
head first and then remove the sweatshirt.
maybe in Baltimore we're evolutionizing to a greater degree. Our heads are becoming bigger.
We're just
like
too
that
smart.
theory. Yeah, like the theory where the aliens have bigger heads because their brains got really
But
big.
do you know what limits the size of your head?
What
Your
limits the size?
skull.
Gravity?
No, the vaginal canal. That is why our heads
Oh.
are the size they are.
Wait, really?
Yeah. It's
That's
the
not, but that's not true
it's the
because
biggest thing that pops out.
No, because the cesarean section, you don't have giant bobbleheads walking around.
No. But I'm saying evolutionary. Like our
Oh.
heads are the size they are. I mean, if you have a giant head,
You
you're
think
gonna-
they just would have kept growing though? If
Well, it even like, you know how like your plates of your head can squeeze like a baby's head is soft. But yeah, the size of our head, and that's why we have wrinkles on our brain. So
That's what makes you smart is the more wrinkles you have.
right. So when they take think about your brain as a piece of paper. If you tried to put a piece of paper in a like small bottle hole like this,
yeah,
it wouldn't fit. It's
Right.
8.5 by 11. But if you crinkle it up and do that, you can slide it in. So a smooth brain is an indication of an animal that isn't that bright. The wrinkles in your brain, the more wrinkles, the brighter the animal is. Do you know what animal has the most wrinkles?
A porpoise.
I was gonna say a pig,
Megan was really close. Dolphin.
dolphin.
What? That's the same thing.
No, they're not.
I think they're. Isn't it a porpoise in the dolphin family?
Yeah, they're in the dolphin family.
What's the difference?
Is a narwhal in the dolphin family?
I love narwhal.
Dude, they have a wrinkled horn.
Good
That's
luck
cool.
finding your dad, buddy.
Yeah, I'd love to find a narwhal
You know what?
someday.
That's also something that's coming up. Holiday movie time.
Yeah.
What's your favorite?
Well, we got to let's finish the.
Okay.
Let's finish the winter gear. We got a little derailed.
Sorry, I interrupted with the
Porpoise versus dolphin.
the head thing.
Yeah.
Is it
Tracksmith.
I don't know. I like that. I could go off on that actually for a while. We can go off on it. I don't care. We don't have time.
They're very similar creatures.
But not the same.
But
No.
That's like saying a monkey is very
wait,
similar.
a porpoise isn't in the dolphin family?
Uh,
I think they need to start checking DNA a little bit better, the scientists out there, because if that's not true, then they might be.
It says all are air-breathing, warm-blooded mammals that nurse their young. The difference between a dolphin and a porpoise has to do with their appearance. Dolphins have longer snouts, bigger mouths, more curved dorsal fins, and longer, leaner bodies than porpoises.
But are they in the same genus or species?
I guess so.
Probably, but guess what?
What?
Again, Jeopardy wins over here.
No, but they're both really smart.
So a dolphin is not a porpoise, or a porpoise is not a
They're
dolphin.
two different things. It's like a orangutan versus a monkey, or orangutan versus a different ape, primate.
There's no like very easy chart here for me to be like.
I don't
yes, they're
understand
both-
this because you know how mahi-mahi's like in the dolphin family?
No,
That's
it's a
a
dolphin
fish.
fish.
Oh, that's a different thing?
That's
Yeah,
a fish.
I
That's
thought they
very
were just in the
different.
same family.
No, a dolphin. It's a dolphin fish. It's like calling something like a shark turkey. I don't know.
Dude, people need to start thinking about the way they're naming things. They're doing it real willy-nilly.
Especially when they did that whole campaign against killing dolphins in tuna. And then you're like, would you like some dolphin?
Did it just turn out it was mahi mahi?
Well, I think they changed the name from
You're talking about
dolphin
chicken of
to
the sea?
mahi because of that problem with people thinking it was dolphin.
Oh. That's why they called it mahi mahi?
Yeah.
Dude.
Because mahi is the Hawaiian word for dolphin fish.
I mean, think about this. You talk about misinformation and disinformation now. But think about before we had the internet. You just believed everything.
Again, green lights bobbing around on your camera.
Like, seriously, if I didn't have the internet, that would have gone on forever in the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Sometimes I think about this. A good podcast would be going back to weird things you heard when you were a kid that you still believe, or that you just were like, wow, we believe that forever.
That would be good.
I still don't know about Marilyn Manson's ribs.
I don't know about that one, but apparently Rod Stewart, there was a rumor that they, this just can't be true, but I can't even say it.
No, don't say it. Well, I'm not going to say what Marilyn Manson's ribs either, but just look it up.
I know what that one was.
Okay, now is when we go back to the clothing because this is getting too crazy.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I was just going to say, there's one piece of clothes. You're smirking. Like,
no,
just let it go.
Don't say it.
Yeah.
Just let it go out of the room.
I was just thinking Megan's doing a great job of being the third rail, like the guide rails.
I have to.
Podcast. Go ahead.
This place is crazy.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I'm not doing these posts like Thomas, but one of my favorite recent pieces of gear I got is from John G, and it's I don't know if I'm saying this right, the Revo Rover pullover.
That's a
Revo Rover pullover.
Dude, that's a tongue twister.
Or is it Revo Rover? I don't know.
Did Sally sell seashells to buy that?
Yeah.
I think it would be Revo.
Revo?
Yeah, Revolution, or maybe it'd be
Revo.
Revo, I don't know. You can look it up.
Now you know what it's called.
It's a really nice,
about a Revo.
really soft, long sleeve, half turtleneck. It's just perfect, like for base layer or on its own.
Yeah, John G makes some good gear that I like. Their turnover tights. I like those pockets that they have on the side. Mm-hmm. Not turnover tights, transit tech tights or whatever.
Oh, turnover is Tracksmith.
Turnover Tracksmith. But I like those spandex pockets where you can just throw your phone and stuff into.
Rabbit has their tight has nice pockets as well.
See, I don't like using the pockets in tights.
Oh, really?
I understand why.
I also have the sports bra, so.
She doesn't like that, but I also agree it's not the most flattering look when you run by someone, you see a giant phone sticking off their thigh.
You think so? You notice that?
It doesn't look aerodynamic. Yeah, it looks, remember the arm sleeves that everybody's wearing?
That looks ridiculous.
I feel like that's a lighter version of the arm sleeve.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It just doesn't have the appeal. I know functionally it's great. But speaking of which, the off-road shorts from Tracksmith, I just tucked my phone, case and all, in that bag, and it's a big pocket. Perfect, man.
It doesn't bounce?
It did not bounce at all.
Huh.
Yeah. That short's pretty dope.
I know. The belt's weird, though. This is a bad idea.
The belt is a little weird. I do find that they also...
What's the point of the belt?
I think it'll look cool.
Well, it does two things. I think that if you did go a little bit large on the side and you didn't want stuff bouncing around in those pockets, the belt would help that.
You can sit you down, yeah.
Yeah, and if you had, say that you were going 50K or something and you had all your gels in the back and you kind of wanted to have it more secure, I think that'd be good. And then the liner underneath is pretty solid. It's a thick liner.
Yeah.
And my thought there is that I'm wondering, because it felt great today in 35. Mm-hmm. Is it going to be too warm in the...
I think that might be the case if I recall. I wore those a lot last fall, but I haven't
as a winter short, I think it's amazing.
Yeah. I was trying to think about... I like that YMR Track Club and the Say Sky shorts for their line shorts for wintertime. They're kind of nice. So I ordered a pair of gloves off REI last night. They were my all-time favorite running gloves, and I lost one somewhere.
Outdoor Research?
Yeah. The Outdoor Research Vigor. So there was a sale on REI, and I just ordered them.
I am going to show... I already showed my Amazon cheap-ass gloves in one of the posts.
Yeah.
But I've got another pair of gloves
nice.
that are also extremely affordable, but extremely effective.
What is that?
It'll have to be a surprise. You'll have to wait.
Surprise?
Yeah.
You actually have them in hand, or you're waiting for them?
No, they're here. I bought them. I will tell you this. I was going to a run that John Ober was doing, like a red line, and it was out in Ellicott City. And I drove all the way out there, and I realized I didn't have gloves.
Yeah.
And it's like 7 a.m. Where are you going to go?
Yeah. Ghostbusters.
You have to improvise and get creative. And I ended up buying
Walmart.
a cheap pair of shoes. I should just say
Oh, you just went to the gas station, didn't you?
7-Eleven.
Yeah.
At the 7-Eleven, bought a pair of they were like tech fleece gloves. They're thin.
I remember
they're
because
so warm.
he called me and he was like panicking and he's like, I don't have gloves. And so he goes in there and he's like, these are so cheap. He's like, they're probably not even going to work. Then afterwards, he's like, best gloves ever.
Nice.
Yeah, they're 20. They were less than $20. I think they were like $13.
Yeah.
Maybe less than. They might have been $7.99. I don't know what they were, but I grabbed them. It was like 20 degrees out that day, freezing cold.
That works.
And they were there. I still use them.
That's awesome. Well, I think do we cover most of the gear?
Yeah. And yeah, Thomas will keep posting. Maybe if I feel real spontaneous one day, I'll put a lady layout out there.
One more.
Yeah.
Because I always talk about my Smart Wool neck gaiter, or Believe in the Run, the one from Believe in the Run. It's just a neck gaiter in general. But I like Smart Wool the best. Yeah.
You know, I wasn't into those before the COVID.
I know.
And now I do. As a matter of fact, when I was leaving the house today, I didn't have a gaiter. And I was like, maybe I need a gaiter. It just is, it's comforting. Yeah. It's like you don't get that cold blast of wind on your neck.
It doesn't make you hot. It's just there. And if it does make you hot, you can put it on your wrist.
Do you know what shoe I ran in this morning? And I loved it.
What'd you run?
Ran in the Nike.
I didn't see
Infinity Nike React Infinity Run FK3.
The 3?
Boom! Still wearing them.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking Invincible, Infinity. Oh, and you love them?
They felt so good. Meg was wearing the SE Trainer, and I was wearing these.
SE Trainer still doesn't disappoint. It's just a good shoe. Just rolls.
But I was surprised how much I like these. I basically picked them out because they went with the outfit.
That's fair.
Thomas was very matchy today.
Nice.
Yeah,
it was a look.
I approve.
It's dual chromatic.
Our neighbor made a comment. That's how matchy.
I wore the Endorphin Shift Run Shield.
Oh, how is that? Because I love the Shift.
Pretty nice. I think I only got one run in the regular Shift, maybe.
Do you like it?
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's a little firmer, but not in a bad way.
Well, I think it's a speed roll. It has to be firm to hold the speed roll shape, but I felt like they made the toe a little more flexible. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I did. So it's nice, though. It's a good, solid, just daily trainer type shoe.
Yeah.
But, again, only 3 miles, so.
Do you guys know who's on the show today?
I do.
You want to say it?
I didn't interview him, but I met him in London.
Oh, 40 Runs?
Yeah. I was like, I was like, you didn't interview him. And I was like, was it me and Ron? Oh, man.
We did.
Yeah. Fordy Runs, who we actually met in London when we were out there for the London Marathon for the first time. Joined the Shakeout Run. It was a lot of fun. Seems like a very nice guy. And he's trying to get people involved in running, which, I mean, that's the thing. It's like getting people out there to feel comfortable running in groups. That's something that I think is a gift.
You got to be a shepherd to do that.
But it just, like, I think that everybody says, oh, I don't like running with a group. And it's just that they haven't found their group. Because when you find a group, running's easier. We were running, Jarrett and I were running with the Faster Bastards. We did 4 miles before. And the miles, maybe we're warming up, but the miles didn't feel that easy. We got with the Bastards, and you just kind of, like, cruise along talking to people. And before you know it, your paces are dropped, and you just are having fun. And
it's that group mentality.
Good, yeah.
It's crazy to me that you can spend, especially if you find a good partner, a running person, you can spend hours of your life. It's a weird thing.
There's no other place you spend that much time.
Right. I mean, straight hours just talking. It's not like you're hanging out, having beers, everyone. When I first started running, there was a dude when I was doing Charm City run groups, and we just do all our long runs together, and we weren't necessarily we didn't hang out outside of that, but we would have like 3-hour long runs. And when I still see him around in Baltimore, it's like, oh man, like,
what's up?
Yeah. Like, and so hopefully I can get back out there again with him at some point, but it's just interesting.
It does
how
create a bond. Yeah. I miss, there's certain people I ran with years ago that either don't run anymore or were separated by distance or even states in some cases, that I like think back, like I'll get a memory up in Facebook and I'd just be, I enjoyed running with that person. I enjoyed spending those time and those miles together. But now, before I go down my memory lane, we should probably get to the Fordy Runs interview.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds good. Okay. Here's Fordy Runs.